Hey. So basically, I just wanted to react with the Wuthering Wave with her, just to see after a patch what people are saying, if we agree, if we do not, if we can like maybe be convinced and maybe convinced although that will not happen because I'm not gonna speak to them. We just are gonna read because you shouldn't interact with Twitter as a whole. So yeah, just be yapping. So take some coffee, take something to eat, a little snack, you know. Put the video in the background, I think. And yeah, that's it. The elephant in the room. This is all about the 3.6 story and the whole interaction with Qingxiao, who I don't know how you say it. Qingxiao? I feel so racist when I say this name. I think the whole thing is starting from this guy, the forever strongest soldier. One of them, not the strongest. Have a lot to learn from Arc Knight big fan. Japanese, something like this. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, a lot to learn, but I'm sure that with time we'll get there. Basically said something about how fucked it was for Robert to touch a woman this close that he barely knows. In my opinion, I don't find it that strange because, well, basically she was kind of fucked and she needed help to walk basically. But on the other hand, I do agree that, let's be honest, it was a bit of the usual waifu bait for my characters and interacting with her and like touching her and like we are getting close and she opened her realm to us and maybe more in the future. Who knows? I don't think it's shocking and I do feel like it was a bit of a long time ago that we last had something like this. Probably with you know in 2.5, 6, can't remember. So I think that was fine. I don't feel like it's always the case, but I can see the argument for sure. Oh, the point. I see a lot of things like the whole thing of Rover, we knew each other like 5,000 years ago and you were important to me, all that. Even though you can't remember it, I don't think it's that much of an issue, like that much used. It made sense for 3.0 because we literally go somewhere where we're used to go in the past, right? So that makes sense. Same for Jinjo, right? Like we basically founded the whole place, I think. In the case of Qingxiao, like, I don't think it applies to her. Like, it was not like we were friends. I'm pretty sure she just mentioned that she just saw us at the end, when we put an end to the war, but like, with Shue, but I think that's it. I don't even think we talked. But for the other point, like, the whole we knew each other and you matter to me, and you can't remember it, I don't think that's true either. Like, I think Folova is the most, what is the closer to what people describes. I pretty think that's it. Like, we have the Aimers, but I have struggled with people saying it's waifu bait. With Monye, like, literally, yeah, but okay, so I think Monye can be added as well. I'd say that as a whole, people also really like Lahairoi, which probably messed with the whole point of view of the thing. It didn't feel as forced with Monye. That much is true actually. Or more like it made more sense because it's all about like a young girl that's probably in love with you. Qingxiao is basically like cultivation stuff, no feelings, nothing. Well, that's the whole point of the character, right? Like at first that was what she wanted and then she realized that having feelings is okay. Okay, a small note on this, but you have the Qingxiao cultivator thingy, I don't know, learning the sword and like no feelings, all that. I don't care about the karma or the feng shui or I don't know what was mentioned, but why are you doing your nails? Like, why do you want to slay? You don't care, no? Does they look matter to them? I'm not even sure it does. But yeah, that's one thing that annoys me. I do think this critics of people about Qingxiao, I can see it. Let's see what people are saying. Okay, so that's an interesting one. I kind of confuse these characters shown as super powerful, but when Rover appear, why suddenly they get weaker and they get easy to be harmed. I kind of have the opposite, actually. Well, not the opposite, but I have a thing when they introduce characters that are too strong. I feel like sometimes the story doesn't make sense. The part at the end, I'm gonna spoil a bit. The part at the end where you're on the boat and you have like a big cannon and you have to shoot at the fortress or the thing in the background. And there is a point when you have to split. You and Jingran destroy two of them on the left and she destroyed on the right. You do it, it takes a bit of time, and then you have a cutscene with her like literally one-shotting them in like 1 second. Why? Couldn't you just like kill all 4 of them? But I am nitpicking a bit, I know. But to this point specifically, I'd say that they handled it pretty well, actually. Because she was spending way too much of her power to protect the other guys with her sword intent or whatever that was called. It was a good way to nerf her. And it made even more sense with her character, with her past, and she is strong and she bear the curse of the strong, where you want to live up to everybody's expectations. even though those expectations are literally made by yourself and is what you think people want of you, which is a good recipe for disaster most of the time. Like, I think we can all relate in one way or another. And if you're in this situation, the only thing that matters is that you did your best, and that even if you have not, that you learn from your mistake. I think those two things are the most important. I mean, yeah, that's a good point. The way she was, that we helped her, was a bit strange. Like, could just like put an arm on our shoulder, you know, like the basic one. Yeah, like this. Like this. I think that's pretty much it about it. I spent way too much time on this one. My take, I think it was fine. I think it's funny because it fueled the Gathering Waves thing, which, in my opinion, was never that deserved. But I have videos on that. More to come. Did you do that? In my book, you can hold someone's hands and be a bit touchy with them, and that's fine. Like I said, I see the argument. I can see why it bothers some people. As long as we can all live together with it, you know, I think that's fine. Inferno. I don't think I know the guy. If you really love, hate, Wuthering Wave, you'll not survive what Twitter. There's no winning here. I criticized Kuro's decision for not splitting the quest, and all I got in return was just quit the game, even though I've been a part of the What Twitter since the start, as most of you all know. Mind you, these are the same people who will go to lengths to mischaracterize other characters just cause their favorite got done dirty. Okay, don't think I'm gonna read over this, but yeah, like, if you tweet on Twitter, you're gonna lose. If you say something positive, people are gonna insult you. If you say something negative, people are gonna insult you. And that's something that you have to be aware of and live with when you're on Twitter. That's not just the work community, that's just Twitter as a whole. That being said, don't let it go through your head, and if there are some guys that are bothering you, just block them. Better that way. And just go on with your life. Ooh, something from Ryuku Sensei. Haven't seen the guy in a long time. Not being funny, but imagine if the reverse was true and the character you were really looking forward, male or female, doesn't matter, and they got relegated to what can be seen as a glorified cameo. Cameo? How do you say this in English? Or how would you feel? Okay, I feel like it's gonna take way too long to read through the entirety of it. I mean, that would suck for sure, especially since I am someone that believes that characters carry the story more than the opposite. Of course, the best scenario is when characters are good and the story is good, but I do believe that good characters can carry a bad story, and the opposite is not that true for me. I think it's very personal, but for me, characters matter much, especially in a gacha game. That being said, I don't know what the whole point is. If your character that you like is very forgettable and doesn't appear much, I can see the frustration, of course. That's a gacha game thing, unfortunately. Okay, from Baditron69. Whoever was saying Qingxiao is bricked as fuck was totally agenda posting, because nobody understands how insane she is, and I don't even have her sig yet, and I'm running her with a premium team doing... Okay, the thing is, that kind of comment are always targeting something, like in what content, because if you're doing this in QA, where? Like, she has a token in Wuthering Waves, she is shield in the QA, is it like in neutral environment? And even then, I think you can't have your feeling replace math. If we take, for example, Qingxiao, the difference is 22 point something for, which, in my opinion, if you're below 20%, it's very good. If you're between 20-25, I'm starting to think that devs just want to fuck you. And if it's over 25, the 30, even 40 sometimes, I am looking at you, Jingran. That's like nonsense. Wuthering Wave was on a good streak, let me show you. Was doing pretty good to limit difference between having the SIG and not the SIG around the time of AMS. Where the fuck is it? Well, we just saw Luke, how do you say? Look, 14% right there. We have the AMS, which is 22, which we have the Galbrena. That wasn't out yet, but the difference wasn't that big, 20%. Actually, now that I see it, I don't think it was. Was it better at one point? Have to see how it goes in the future. We have the EUK 25 as well. The Greeka was 21. Okay, never mind. It was always a bit high, but as long as they don't do this too much, I'm gonna be happy. Well, not happy. I'm gonna be like, okay. Marco Meatball. I liked what 3.6, a bit slow for me in the middle, but I appreciate it as a package. I really liked learning more about both characters they introduced in 3.5, and there were some interesting concepts at play. But then again, I always like Kuro, it's just fun to me. I'm at the point where I see the issues people have with and can recognize it's imperfect, but it's just right for me. Well, that's kinda based. If you just enjoy the thing and doesn't blind you from the flows of the game, yeah, I think that's good. Just don't be an asshole as a whole. Don't be an asshole about your takes, what you like and what you dislike, and I think everyone is good. Very based, like the guy. You have something from Arcadia. I think maybe I'm butchering the name. Man, it's hard to be excited about War Story after 3.5. I don't know what happened, but I'm kinda not that interested in it right now. I don't know, 3.5 wasn't bad, though I kinda don't care about the region. The region. How do you say this in English? Or its characters so far, unlike High War where everyone was interesting from the jump. I don't think that's true. I think Line was boring at first, and well, for me she was always boring. Same for the Luke and the Lucilla, right? They were not interesting at first. We learn to know them, and that's when they become good. But I can see the thing. I think the big issue with 3.5, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what are the stakes. Like, there is war, and we are just trying to win the war, but like, who is the enemy? Like, Muyu is dead. The Sentinel is an ally. Well, we can be sure about that one. It could be the enemy. I don't like how everybody trust each other too much like this. Maybe it's just me. I like to read the story and then I forget about it a month after, and every patch is 40 days long, so I'm kinda cooked. But yeah, I kinda agree. Personally, I'm not excited, but it's more like I don't really care about the whole cultivation thing, and Japanese team characters or Chinese. Let's just say Japanese. Chinese-inspired characters are not really my cup of tea. Clothes are very important, I think, in the design. It's not just all about the face, and for some it's all about the thing as well. But yeah, I kinda agree. I give you a thumb. Give you a like. You're right, guy. Keep posting. I like you. Okay. I have to look at this one. It's basically what I said in my last video, right? I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about this. If you're curious, you can just see my last video. But yeah, the character seems pretty easy to play. Very interactive, very cinematic. I choose my words very carefully right there. That being said, she's hot, and for me, it's the most important thing. So I can fuck with that. From Imaginary Watcher. Right, so Muyu's grand goal was to steal Sentinel knowledge so that he can make himself a Sentinel adjacent entity and publish the super duper secret knowledge to the world, regardless of whether it's good or bad. Just because 10 out of 10 villain, please never show up again. Can be the only one. When I see something purplish, something, whether it's good or bad, I automatically think of the dream drama, like the astrophysicist or whatever from Harvard. Like, okay, so maybe hot take, but I didn't mind it. I like characters that are very relatable. That's why I like 3.2 with Sigrika probably more than the average guy, because I feel like it was a story that you can relate to, because Sigrika you can relate to, while I don't know if you have the Hyuki who is worried about burning herself, her future selves, and fulfilling everyone's wishes, and having the burden of being the last Miko of I don't know what flames, and that she couldn't protect anyone in her homeland. Like, I don't think a lot of people can relate to this. While this girl, he just wanted knowledge. That's it. I can kinda respect it, and I can kinda see why. For me, it kinda makes sense. That being said, yeah, in terms of stakes, that's why as a villain, where I have to agree with this one, he's kinda right. You have this, like, take care of it. Okay, this one is funny. From Sharafa. Physical touch is one of our oldest and important ways of socializing from the day God created us. It conveys care, affection, comfort, and trust. I was happy about them being used in presentations, only for gachapon wetted brains to complain. Okay, that's kinda true as well, but let's be honest, I feel like the way it was made, because no one complained about this, right? This one no one complained about. This one no one complained about. This one as well. This one was strange. I think sometimes it's all about the feeling, you know? Like, I feel like sometimes it makes sense and sometimes it doesn't, and you kind of have to dissociate the two. But I think it's very personal. I can totally see why some people are very against it and some people just don't care. I don't even know where I'm going here. Have a like. You deserve it. Yeah, you can do that if you struggle with holograms, which I think is a shame. But I don't like telling people how they should play the game. If you don't want to bother with endgame and the things that are a bit difficult, all that, well, just don't do them and do those kind of texts if that's what you like. There is nothing wrong with it, and don't let other people like shame you for this. Okay, that from Qingxiao, which I like to remind that Hectone was calling him his cum dumpster, and he was not complaining. So just need to remind you guys of this one. Well, yeah, there was not a lot of events. I mean, of course, it's the first day, but generally the first day was literally dry. I don't like to do the story first thing. I like to take my time, but there was literally nothing to do. There was another an hologram who again was kind of like the gimmick that he moves a lot, and you really have to wait for your DPS window to really hit them up. But again, like in 1 minute, I think I've cleared it in a minute or something like this, like within I don't know 5 tries, and I'm not good at the game. I'm not. Just that holograms don't have enough HP. I'm gonna get beaten to death for saying this, but I think that they should rebalance the thing. Damage-wise, they are fine, but do something for the HP because you're gonna miss a lot of mechanics of the boss. The whole Hivatia thing, for example, I don't know if you say Hivatia, but it has a mechanic where you have to dodge or counter one move and you do it again, and if you dodge, you have to counter, and if you counter, you have to dodge. And she has a second phase, which is basically the same, but with a lot more of attacks that you have to dodge or counter. I have friends of mine that just basically one-shotted the boss before she could do this, and they're not whales. It was with Augusta, you know, like A0, R1, basic quotations, like they need to do something about this. One of the only complaints I have about holograms, which is otherwise I think a very good endgame. About this specifically, well, I mean I can defend them. That was bad. But this one is good. This idea is great, but the execution is not. I agree. Flying on the swords looks dope, and the fact that it's literally on rails, if that makes sense, you can move left to right, that's it. And even then it's just used to travel between 2 destinations. It was kind of cool at the end when you're on around the fortress and it's exploding and you have to cut things. It was kind of cool on rails always, which kind of sucks. And overall, Wuthering Wave, it's always like this, even when you are on the bike with Qingxiao at the start and she's flying next to you, you can literally, you can just drop the keyboard and mouse. It will move and dodge obstacles automatically. But I do agree that they are experimenting, and that's good. I'd rather have a game that tries things than a game that don't. I agree on this. But I don't think it should serve as an excuse when something is not well made. That felt kinda cheap. It did. There is always good in the bad and bad in the good. But if there is nothing, then well, there is nothing. So from Ainis, I don't know. I'm gonna start to say it in French. Ainis, and we can say that fucked up because it's just how I say it in French. Who react to Ryu? My favorite aspect of Xuan Fang is how interconnected it has felt. Kuro is continuously making an effort to tie in all the characters with the newer ones and all around flesh out the lore expensively within Huanglong. I love it. I do as well. That was kinda cool to see Changli, Jinshi was mentioned, and as a whole we do that a lot more. Kuro Games is doing better in that regard because it wasn't always the case, and that's a good thing. Kuro Game is listening to us. But remember that they want your money, so they're not your friends. Remember that. Very important. Okay, I think that's it. There are not really anything recent or interesting that I can talk about more. So yeah, that's it. Have a nice day, guys.